Yo, what is up, YouTube? I know it has been a long time since I uploaded a video here, and I should do and will do some sort of video update about what the heck is going on, what my intent is with the channel, streaming, all that type of stuff going forward. But for now, this is just a really quick video to give you guys a build tool to use for Smite 2. So some of you may remember this from Smite 1, like sometime last year, I think, Season 10. I released a video going over basically the same thing. But here it is. It is the updated build doc. Let me full screen this. So essentially what you're looking at is this is a tool that you can use to help you mess around with builds, since there's not God Builder in the game as of right now. I'm pretty sure in the alpha, like if I tab over to this, you can't actually go and like, you know, mess with whatever. You can go into jungle practice and stuff, but if you're someone like me, you probably like having things a little bit more organized and testing out some ideas. So what this will do is it's just one page. It's a God template. You can get a copy of this document, which I will post in the description, as well as I'll pin a comment down below. And you'll go here, you'll open it up, you'll hit file, and then you'll make a copy, and then that copy is the one that you will excuse me. The reason that this page is locked is because this is meant to be a template. That way you can't really mess with it. I mean, you can if you want to. If you want to rearrange some things, you can do whatever you want. But it's to protect you from messing up a few things, which I'll show you in a second. And all you would do is duplicate this sheet, and now you have a copy, and now you would name this copy, let's say you want to name it Bacchus, and you want to test a bunch of Bacchus builds. What you do is you go over here, and you go to Bacchus. It will put all of Bacchus's base stats right here. It will then allow you to pick your starter item. So let's say we're going Selflessness. Whoops, scroll down. And then we're going to go, you know, Amanita's Charm, and we're going to go Berserker Shield or something like that. It'll show you the stats for all these items. It'll give you your passives on all of them. It'll also recognize if there is an active item count. If you pick too many active items, because right now you're limited to 3, so it'll show you 1, 2, 3 right here. And then if you pick a 4th, it'll tell you that the build's invalid, that you can't do the build. And then you're also able to pick a relic here. So you pick whatever relic you're going to start with. And then if you want, you can also pick a bridge item. So this would be like, let's say you thought a tier 2 item was actually really good and your build curve was a little clunky and you just want to like keep an item there. Maybe you want to go like Odigba or something like that and just leave it there. You have the option to put that there as well. And yeah, so a couple updates, a couple tweaks to this that weren't featured in the first one last year. You used to have to go all the way down and like scroll and find like select starter item to manually reset this. What you're now able to do is just hit backspace and it'll clear everything for you and reset it to that. That is thanks to our good friend Cameron in Twitch chat, who has absolutely carried us and helped with the spreadsheet, along with many other people. Shout outs to, you know, him and Lotus Pixie, a bunch of people in Twitch chat helping me work on this at the time of going through it, which was great. I'm missing something here. Oh, it's because Bacchus has different base stats. So yeah, ideally what you would do is you would pick Bacchus for every single god here. Come down, you just go Bacchus, you know, etc. And now all of his base stats should be the same. This is in different order because I was at the bottom of the page, so it started sorting up. Anyways, everything here will be the same. You can put different little notes here for yourself of like, oh, the build felt, you know, X, Y, or Z. I thought it would feel, you know, better, or like, you know, maybe I would go this item in this slot if they have double hunter comp, or, you know, something like that. You could write whatever you want there. So that's all the same as last time. Same thing with here. These notes are also manual. You can write whatever you like. So let's say I pick, you know, I'll just put a bunch of items here. What you'll notice is in the top little section, it is going to kind of change and highlight things a little bit of a different way. So I'm just going to keep picking random items here. So what it'll do is it'll actually kind of color code it for you, and it'll like highlight where the strengths and weaknesses of all these builds are, just in terms of passives. It can't do that for the, or just in terms of stats. It can't do it for the passives, excuse me. So you'll be able to have like a really good visual if you're someone who, you know, is more of like a visual person where you just need to see it in front of you. You'll have a good visual of like, oh, bold colors equal good. So, you know, you can see what stats you really value and get a good feel for that. Again, you can write down notes if you want. And, you know, this is just another place to write notes, but you can do whatever you want. A couple things to be aware of and why I don't recommend messing with this actual template sheet and why I would recommend leaving it locked. There's a couple hidden things here. So, for example, movement speed is not linear in Smite. You don't just get like 5% of your base movement speed forever. You actually eventually get a little bit less than that, which is this formula right here. And you don't need to read all of the nitty gritty of this. All it says is that if you have less than or equal to 457 movement speed, you get the full value of it. And if you have more than 457, you get 80% until you hit 540, and then you get 50%. So the whole point of that is if I were to buy like Circe's Hexstone, that is a movement speed item. If I were to buy a bunch of these over and over and over and over, you'll notice that this number actually goes up by a lower amount over time. So if I build a ton of them, for example, boom, 541, I lost 11 right there for one full item. Boom, did it again. I lost 14, did it again. You get the point, 18, so on and so forth. So you're losing more and more movement speed. In order to calculate this, it's using a hidden cell right here, and that is on every single one of these. There's another formula here. So if you were to mess with this cell, it might mess with your movement speed calculation and throw off your build a little bit. Another thing to watch out for is there's actually two hidden columns right here and right here, and these are just so that this little reference thing works, where it says select relic. It just makes it so that when I pick Aegis, and then I hit backspace, it takes it back to select relic. So that's all that's doing. You don't really have to worry about it. It doesn't affect anything. It's just, you know, don't accidentally delete those things or it'll change the functionality of it a little bit. And then, yeah, everything is really easy to go ahead and use and set up. The information for all of this stuff is being pulled from right here. So there's a bunch of different things. You technically don't need any of these other item sheets, but I kept it updated just in case. So if I were to show this sheet, this is every single item in the game, what they do, all of their stats, all of their passives, so on and so forth. You have the same thing with god data right here. This is every single god in the game. And then this is all of their scaling. And oh, also I should mention, I used this website actually. Let me pull it up to get this data. So I should definitely shout them out because you can't actually get access to this in the game like that. So Smite 2 Live. This item is really cool for helping with this stuff. They have all the items and they try to like sort of by patch, and I just took all the god data from here. So shout out to this website. Definitely another good tool to use. I'll link that in the description as well. But anyways, you take all of the god data and then that goes into a table. This table has all of the god stats listed here, and you can change this level. So if for some reason, like let's say you play support actually, and maybe games aren't going to the point where you hit level 20 and you only care about your build through like 3 items when you're like level 15 or so. If that's what you want to compare, what you can actually do is you can come over here to the god table and set level 15, and it will update every god's base stats. And then when you come over here, it impacts this sheet as well. I mean, it impacts all of them. It's like the, you know, the master list, if you will. But I mostly just leave it at level 20. I will do my best to keep this stuff up to date. But the reason I'm mentioning this is that if you don't want to lose your information, you could duplicate this sheet. So let's say they release 5 more gods, right? I'm going to update my version as I go, and I can update this version that I'm going to give you guys as a copy. If you get to a point where like you think yours is a mess and you just want to have a new sheet, you can always just, you know, copy this to an existing spreadsheet and then put it to a different one. Or you can update it yourself if you really want to. I would recommend not trying to do that. I'll try to keep it up to date as best I could. Or, you know, maybe I'll give a couple other people permissions to this so they can do it as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything should work super cleanly. Like for example, let's say they release a new god Tomorrow, the god's name is Rupert. You would just come over here, insert one row below, Rupert. Rupert has 500 health, he has 690 mana, and he has 420 base speed. That's Rupert. And then you come over here. You don't actually need to do anything here other than just insert one below. Boom, there's Rupert. And it'll show up. You can come over here, and then you can build Rupert however you would like. And it should all work just fine. In the words of, what's his name? Tom Howard? Tim Howard? Something like that. I don't remember. The Bethesda guy. It just works, you know? It's like that. So anyways, I think that's pretty much it. I'm trying to go through here and see if there's anything else I am forgetting, but I do believe that is all of it. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this. Hopefully it helps you in our closed alpha testing, just staying a little bit more organized, getting to get a good visual of what all the items do and how your builds look. And yeah, that's it. I'll give you guys an update video another time as to what's going on with Smite 2, with me, with streaming, with esports, am I playing, am I not playing, all that type of stuff. But yeah, that's for another day, another video. And for now, I hope you guys enjoy this one, and I'll see you the next time. Bye.